Welcome to the Smartacus Quiz 2022, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz.
Hello and a warm welcome to all of you. We are here for Smartacus 2022, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz for Indian students between the grades of 5 and 12. I am Meghasham Shirodkar and I shall be your host for today's title match, the National Grand Finale. As you are aware, we started with more than 20,000 students from all over India a few months back, whittled it down to the top 16 teams in each of the 4 zones: North, East, West, and South. And after an intense series of knockout matches, we were left with 4 superb young teams who emerged as zonal champions from each of the 4 zones. A couple of weeks back, these zonal champions went head-to-head in 2 national semi-finals, the interzonals as we call them. And the champions from those semi-finals are lined up today to face each other in this match. Gokuldham High School from Goregaon East in Mumbai, the West Zone champion, defeated DPS Gurugram, Delhi Public School Sector 45 Gurugram, in what was a low-scoring thriller of a match going down to a tiebreaker. Whereas, in a very different way, Sri Kumaran Children's Home from Mallasandra in Karnataka coasted to what seemed to be a very comfortable victory against the East Zone champions, Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan, Nungambakkam, Chennai. Today, these 2 teams go head-to-head to find out who is the primus inter pares, the first amongst equals in this season of Smartacus 2022. Let us meet the 2 schools who will take part in today's national final. On one side, we have Gokuldham High School from Goregaon East in Mumbai. Lined up to face them on the other side of the quizzing table is Sri Kumaran Children's Home from Mallasandra. D-Day, HR, Smartacus 2022, the title of national champions on the line. Who better to take you through this than one of the finest quiz masters that India and indeed the world may have, if I may say so, handing it over to Dr. Naveen Jaikumar to take you through the rest of today's finals. Over to you, Doc.
Thank you, Meghasham, and welcome to our wonderful 2 teams for the finals of Smartacus Quiz 2022. It's astonishing that we had several hundreds of schools taking part in a 50-question preliminary round held last year, and then we chose the top 64 schools divided into 4 zones. And believe it or not, we have played 63 knockout games and asked 1,414 questions. 1,414 questions, not excluding that 50 questions in the preliminary round. So it's an astonishing close to 1,500 questions that we have asked so far. 62 games have been played, but today is the most important of them all, the 63rd game, which is the grand finale, our national final. And this time we have not just 22 questions in one grid, we have double the questions, it's 44 questions. And to play this game, we have 2 excellent teams here. We have Sri Kumaran Children's Home from Mallasandra, who won the toss today and have elected to go in first. Let's meet the team from Sri Kumaran Children's Home.
I'm Rohan. I'm in grade 10 at Kumarans. I'm interested in quizzing, coding, and listening to music.
I'm Tejas MH from class 12. I am interested in chess, football, and music. I'd like to wish everyone all the very best.
Good morning, sir. My name is Satvik. I'm in class 12. My hobbies are quizzing, reading, singing Carnatic classical music, cycling, designing, etc. And I would like to wish my opponents all the very best for today.
Great, Satvik. Thank you, Sri Kumaran Children's Home. And let's meet your opponents. Satvik, as you led Gokuldham Higher Secondary School, High School from Mumbai, starting with the youngest, Krishan.
Well, from grade 8, and I like maths and the sciences. I like to play the piano and the guitar, and I like to read.
Hello everyone, I am Apnika Kar from grade 8. I like reading and I like to draw. I like playing chess and I really like to research about Greek mythology.
Hello everyone, I'm Thomas here. I like to listen to music, I like to play cricket, I also like to cycle, and I love to read. Also, all the best to other people.
Great. So we have two very sporting teams here in the national finals who wished each other the very best.
It is my duty to let you know quickly what is the gameplay for today's quiz, or as we call it, the rules.
Okay, here are the topics in play in the first of our grids in the first half. And starting off first will be the youngest member from Sri Kumaran Children's Academy, who is Rohan. Rohan, which topic would you like?
So I will take Pop Goes the Singer.
You would like to go Pop Goes the Singer. Okay, here is your first question from Pop Goes the Singer. Sir Georg Scholti was a Hungarian-born naturalized British conductor who won 31 Grammy Awards as a recording artist between 1963 to 1998. Which singer, songwriter and dancer with over 200 million records sold worldwide broke Scholti's record recently, bagging 32 Grammys?
My final answer is Beyonce, now this Carter, or just Beyonce.
Your final answer is Beyonce, and let's take a look whether you're right. Absolutely right. There's hardly any need to start the timer there. Well done, Rohan. Here is your second question. With singles like Ice Cream, Kill This Love, How You Like That, Whistle, and Boombaya, they were named Time Magazine's Entertainer of the Year 2022. How are they collectively known?
I'm gonna go with Blackpink.
You're going to go with Blackpink, and yes, Rohan clearly knows his music very well and went for the tougher topic, and he aced it. That's 4 points to you, Rohan, and that's 4 points to Sri Kumaran, obviously. Moving over back to the grid to our youngest player from Gokuldham, Krishiv. Krishiv, which topic would you like? And I could remind you that the topics colored in green are relatively easier.
I would like to choose chemistry.
You would like to choose chemistry. Okay, here comes chemistry for you. Question number 1. Benzene and its derivatives often smell quite nice. This is the origin of the name of which set of organic compounds? Your time starts now.
My final answer would be aromatic compounds.
Your final answer would be aromatic compounds. Yes, as opposed to aliphatic chemistry. Organic chemistry has aliphatic and aromatic. Well done for you. And that is the correct answer. These are all aromatic compounds because they used to smell quite nice. 2 points to you. Here is your second question, Krishiv, from chemistry. The first is derived from a simple alcohol. The second from the elements of the sky. Third has Greek roots meaning first fat, while the fourth refers simply to butter. All the subsequent ones are number derived. What are we talking about? Your time starts now.
Okay. My final answer would be the order of the order of the like propane, butane. What do you call it? The alkanes, and alkynes. The names of the alkanes, and alkynes.
The names of the alkanes like methane, ethane. Yes, you mentioned propane and butane. So I will give that to you. That is the right answer. So these are the order of the alkanes. Okay. Methane comes from methanol. Ethane comes from the word ether. Propane, pro means first. So protopion means first fat. Butane from butter. Of course, after that, you have all the numbers, Greek numbers, pentane, hexane, octane, etc., etc. So that's perfectly acceptable to us. That's another 2 points. So Gokuldham have also aced their first set of topics. Scores are tied at 4 points each. Moving on to Sri Kumaran Children's Academy, Malasandra, for Satwik's choice on the second topic.
Sir, I'd like to go with the language box.
You'd like to go with the language emojis. Okay, here it comes. This instantly recognizable happy poop or pile of poo emoji was designed almost 12 years back by Raymond Sepulveda, a human interface designer at Apple. Shortly thereafter, he cheekily reused it almost identically to create what beloved emoji?
Sir, guessing this will be ice cream.
You're guessing it would be ice cream. It looks like a swirl of ice cream. Okay, let's take a look at that answer. Yes, it looks like ice cream. And now that we know what the ice cream thing was designed for, it looks rather disgusting now. It sort of puts me off ice cream, but I doubt it'll put me off for a long time. Well, but there you go. So that's how the ice cream emoji came about. Things we probably don't want to know, but you answered that right and you got yourself a good 2 points. Let's take a look at another emoji. This is the emoji representing the flag of refugee nations, a proposed new nation to settle global refugees. Currently supported only on WhatsApp for Android and iOS, the bright orange color of the flag and its overall appearance are both inspired by what important common object associated with or used by many international refugees. Take a look at the appearance and the bright orange color. And I'm looking for a two-word answer.
So is it a refugee visa?
Is it a refugee visa? No, I'm afraid not. Passing to the other members in your team, Rohan or Tejas, if you could raise your hands, if you're sure, or anyone wants to make a guess.
Sir, I would like to make a guess.
Okay.
Is this a refugee tent or a camp?
Is it a refugee? Oh, pardon?
Yeah, like generally tents are orange in color. So is it a refugee tent?
Is it a refugee tent? No, I'm afraid not. It's not a refugee tent. Passing over to Gokuldham for an important steal. Rishiv says, yeah, I think he doesn't want to answer this. So Avni or Kavish, if you want to just make a guess, go ahead. Okay, your time is up and no one seems to have gone for this. You're very close. It's not a refugee tent. Can you think of something that refugees might use to cross the oceans and reach the Mediterranean and go to Europe?
Is it one of those inflatable boats?
It's not an inflatable boat. You're all very close now. Come on, one more guess. Let's see. Something they might wear.
It's a life jacket.
It is a life jacket or a life vest. Let's take a look at that answer. Now I think it would look familiar to you. Yes, these are life vests or life jackets. And that particular shade of orange is always used for life jackets and life buoys because it is a very highly contrasting color, easily visible to the naked eye. Okay. Good question. Tough one. I don't think any team got that. Moving back to the grid. And this time to Avni from Gokuldham. Which topic would you like?
I'll take animated movies.
Okay, Avni is going for animated movies. And here is your first question, Avni. For which famous movie was Walt Disney presented not just one full-sized Oscar statuette, but also several tiny ones as seen in the photograph? So the little girl is the actress Shirley Temple. She happens to be presenting Walt Disney with this very special Oscar statuette. One big Oscar and several tiny ones. For which famous movie?
I'll take a guess. Is it Steamboat Willie?
It's not Steamboat Willie. That's a very good guess. Yes, that was one of Disney's first films. Moving to Krishiv or Kavish. Krishiv seems to be showing a couple of fingers. So, Kavish, would you like to go or would you like Krishiv to try?
I think Krishiv should go for it. Krishiv, please help me.
Okay,
I'll
Krishiv,
go-
go ahead.
I'll go for, I guess, Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, Krishiv says Alice in Wonderland, another good guess, but not the right one. Moving on to Sri Kumaran, and Satwik has all his 10 fingers up.
I would like to answer this. The answer is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Why do you say that, Satwik?
Sir, because there's 7 small Oscar statuettes.
There are 7 small Oscars, and each one stands for one of the dwarves, and the big one, of course, must be Snow White. Well worked out there by Satwik from Sri Kumaran. That's a very important 1-point steal for you. No worries, Avani. Here is your second question on animated movies. Let's take a look at this. Which famous actor has voiced the following characters from animated films? Woody, the Woody wagon in Cars, Hobo, and the conductor in the Polar Express, and Sheriff Woody from the Toy Story franchise. Which famous actor has provided his voice for all these characters?
The answer is Tom Hanks.
The answer is Tom Hanks, and we really didn't need to start the timer there, isn't it, Avni? Well done. That's 2 points to your team for that. Excellent. And back to the grid. Going back to our final player from Sri Kumaran, who happens to be Tejas. Tejas, which topic would you like?
I'd like football.
You'd like to go for football, shootball, hi Rabba. Let's take a look at the first question. These are a couple of typical Ronaldo action moments during his debut match for his current professional team. Which club does he play for on a 2.5-year contract estimated to be worth more than 200 million euros? Your time starts now.
So my final answer is Al Nasser from Saudi Arabia.
The final answer is Al Nasser, and barely 10 seconds had gone by when Tejas pounced on this answer, and he gets it absolutely right. Well done. It is Al Nasser. So Al Nasser is the club to which Ronaldo is playing for now. Moving back to the second of our football questions. Whose name has been blanked from this list of all-time top international goal scorers in men's football? He is currently third in the active players list also.
So my final answer is Sunil Chhetri.
Your final answer is Sunil Chhetri, and it seems like they all know their football very, very well. Well done for you, Tejas. Yes, it is Sunil Chhetri, our very own Sunil Chhetri. Captain, fantastic. You have aced your football as well. Well done. Important 4 points for Sri Kumaran. And moving on to Kavish, our captain from Gokuldham, who is playing third in the individual rounds. Which topic?
I would like to take biology, the human body.
Okay, you're going in for biology, the human body. Here is your first question, Kavish. This word meaning shield-shaped is the name of a cartilage in the neck that indeed bears that shape. The same name extends to the endocrine gland which you see there below the cartilage, although it is more butterfly-shaped. Give the common name of either the cartilage or the gland. They both have the same name. You can see the cartilage above in the throat, and just below that you have the gland, which is butterfly-shaped.
Is it the thyroid gland?
Is it the thyroid gland? So the word would be thyroid. Is that what you're saying, Kavish?
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. Yes, that is a thyroid gland which secretes your thyroxine hormone. And above that, you have the thyroid cartilage, which is shield-shaped, which is why it bears that particular name. 2 points to you. Here is your second question coming up on the human body. It is the strongest tendon in the human body and is named for the king of the Myrmidons in Greek mythology, a great warrior. What is it called? the strongest tendon in the human body?
I have no idea. I would like to ask.
Kavish has no idea. He's passing it to his team. Krishiv seems to be having all his fingers up. Krishiv, go ahead.
Is it the Achilles tendon?
Is it the Achilles tendon? Achilles was a great hero of the Greeks in Homer's Iliad. But is it the Achilles tendon? Let's take a look at that answer. And absolutely right, Krishiv. It is the Achilles tendon, which is the tendon of the gastrocnemius muscle, which is your calf muscle. So well done. So let's take a look. That's the end of the individual rounds of this quiz. Right now, the scores are as follows. Gokuldam High School, Mumbai have 9 points. Slightly ahead of them at this point is Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Malasandra with 11 points. Let's move on to the team play part of Grid 1. We finished the individual play on Grid 1 and now we're opening up to the teams. There are still 2 specialist topics on the grid. Let's move over to Sri Kumaran and their captain Satvik to decide amongst his team. You can all unmute yourselves and decide which topic would you like to play. Is it the subject of geography or history?
So we're taking geography.
You're going to take geography. Okay, let's take a look at falling water. Question 1. A fanciful legend states that Sir Walter Raleigh was the first Westerner to see the highest waterfall in the world while looking for El Dorado, the fabled city of gold. What is not in doubt, however, is that this waterfall on the tributary of the Orinoco River is named after a US aviator who flew over it in 1933. What is the name of this waterfall?
So guys, this is the tallest, right? That's what they're saying. Was to see the highest waterfall in the world?
Yes.
So sir, the highest waterfall in the world is Angel Falls. Our final answer is Angel Falls.
Your final answer is Angel Falls, and the aviator, I can tell you, was Jimmy Angel. Well played there, Sri Kumaran. That is the right answer, the Angel Falls. And in case you saw the film Up, the Pixar film Up, you see the waterfall in the end, that is inspired by the Angel Falls. Okay. Well done. That's 2 points to you. Going back to your second question on falling water, and here it is. Upon seeing this largest waterfall system in the world, the United States First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt reportedly exclaimed, "Poor Niagara," which are a third shorter. These falls that you see here lie on the border of the Argentine province of Misiones and the Brazilian state of Paraná. Name these falls.
Was it the one that came in Indiana Jones? That's this. Sure. Do you have a better answer? Yeah. Okay. So, sir, our final answer is Iguazu waterfalls.
Sri Kumaran have mentioned Iguazu Falls, and let's take a look at that answer. Yes, this is Iguazu Falls, the widest waterfall in the world. And as you mentioned, it comes in which film?
Sir, Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. And there's an earlier film, probably from the 80s, called The Mission. If you've seen that film, you'll see the opening scene of the Iguazu Falls as well. Well played. That's a full house on your team play on the specialist topic. Moving over to the final topic in this grid, specialized. This is history, India's struggle for independence going to Gokuldham. Let's take a look at the first question. In 1932, Mahatma Gandhi embarked on a fast unto death in prison to protest against a decision to give separate electorates to the depressed classes for the election of members of provincial legislative assemblies in British India. The outcome was a historic signed agreement on the reservation of electoral seats for the depressed classes, in which Indian city was this agreement signed. Very famous pact signed in which Indian city? So Gokuldam, you can unmute yourselves and discuss.
Could be Kolkata.
I don't know this one.
Red Bull,
Krishna, you can just say.
Kolkata.
Yeah.
Okay, our final answer is Kolkata.
Your final answer is Kolkata. I am afraid not. It's not Kolkata. Let's try Sri Kumaran if they have an answer.
So the answer is Pune.
The answer is Pune. And who do you think signed it along with Mahatma Gandhi?
Sir, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Is absolutely right. For the depressed classes, it was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar who signed the Pune Pact along with Mahatma Gandhi. And that's why it was signed at Pune. And therefore, it's called the Pune Pact. Well done. A good steal there, an important steal. Moving on to our second question on history to Gokuldam. When she was barely in her teens, Indira Gandhi formed a group of children to lead resistance against British rule. It grew to include 60,000 young revolutionaries who addressed envelopes, made flags, conveyed secret messages, and put up notices about demonstrations. Taking its name from a simian army that defeated a great evil in an Indian epic, what was this group aptly named? Two-word answer.
What does Simian mean?
That is a good question from Avni.
I think
I know that Indira Gandhi did form a group, but what was the name of it?
yeah, I don't even know she formed a group. Like Indian epic is Ramayana or Mahabharata. I don't think
Mahabharata is the war's name, not the army, right?
it could be like Vanar Sena or something. But I don't
Okay.
Vanar Sena, it could be Vanar Sena.
Yeah, so time is up. So Kavish, what is your final answer?
Our final answer is Vanar Sena.
Your final answer is Vanar Sena. Let's take a look at that answer. So Vanar means monkey. The word simian means monkey. And that is the right answer. That's 2 points to you. Well played. And now we move on to the general topics in this first grid, the mystery boxes. But before that, let's take a look at the scores. At the end of the specialist topics, Gokuldam High School, Mumbai are on 11 points, while Sri Kumaran Children's Home have pulled away a little bit ahead with 16 points. Yet to play the mystery boxes and an entire grid. So the game is still wide open. But right now, the first mystery box to be opened by Sri Kumaran. Sri Kumaran, which mystery box would you like to open? Number 1 or number 2?
Sir, we'd like to go with number 2.
Okay, Sri Kumaran have elected to open mystery box number 2. Let's see what surprises this mystery box holds. Here is question 1. The name in the local script of which transcontinental nation that existed between 1922 to 1991 was CCCP. This was its initials in the local script, and it is a transcontinental nation.
The transcontinental nation. Oh, Russia. Russia, right? Because it's transcontinental. Russia. Fine, but okay, what do we go with? Look at the script.
That I have to tell you that the country existed between 1922 to 1991. It no longer exists.
This is all. Okay, what's our final answer?
What's your final answer?
Sir, our final answer is Russia.
Your final answer is Russia. Moving to Gokuldam. Yes, Gokuldam?
Okay, think of continental regions, nations.
It could be like Russia, but it's a local. It's like
Okay, your time
Just say
is
the
up.
region name.
Kavish, what's your
Nation
final
name.
answer?
Okay,
I don't know. I don't
Quickly.
know.
say any nation.
Okay, I'm going to close this question because no attempts have been made. Sri Kumaran said Russia. That's a good guess, but I tell you that Russia still exists nowadays.
Yes. There was a
Okay.
misunderstanding.
No, we don't.
So, which country would it be?
USSR.
USSR. CCCP is USSR. Okay. So that is the country I want. That's why I told you this country no longer exists as a nation. Okay. I'm afraid I can't give anyone points for that. Let's move on to the next question. Here is question 2. Mountain Railways of India is a Indian UNESCO World Heritage Site. It comprises the Kalka-Shimla Railway, the Nilgiri Mountain Railway, and which other famous railway line?
It's Ooty to Kunur. It's a toy train ride. Ooty to Kunur. That's it. You guys know. Sir, our final answer is the Ooty Kunur railway line.
Your final answer is the Ooty-Kunur railway line. That happens to be the Nilgiri Mountain Railway, which is already there in the question. Question once again passes to Gokaldham.
It could be something like the Himalayan Railway or do you?
It's a mountain
It's definitely,
railway.
I think it's definitely in the north because the rest two are also in the north.
It could be like northeast. Northeast में क्या है?
Your time
Manali
is
hai.
almost up.
Northeast.
It's a northeast. Okay, just say the answer.
Himalayan Railway.
Himalayan Railway, yeah.
What is your final answer?
Final answer is Himalayan railway.
Okay, let's take a look at that answer. This is the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway. It's not just a Himalayan railway. The Himalayan Railway is a huge set of Himalayan railways are there. I'm specifically looking for the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway. Okay. But I'm going to give you points and be kind right now. This is the first half. And I'm going to award 1 point for you. So let's note that down. 1 point for you. Does anyone know, as a matter of interest, this is a very characteristic photograph of the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway. Does anyone know what this particular area is called in that stretch? What you see in the center is a very famous war memorial. Okay, that little pillar that you see there. And this railway loops around that. Do you know what this is called? Okay, so this stretch of the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway is known as the Batasia Loop. Okay, that's an important quiz question, always keeps popping up in some quiz or the other. So do read about this. What is the Batasia Loop and what exactly is that war memorial in the center? I leave it to you and leave it to all the viewers to go and read up more about it. That is the point of Smartacus quiz, okay? Whether it is 2022 or 3022. Okay, let's move back to the questions. And our final question here, which constructed language from the Star Trek universe contains no words of greeting as it is spoken by a warlike race? It now has a complete dictionary and even works written in it, such as the opera You. Sheldon Cooper and his friends in The Big Bang Theory are fluent speakers in this language.
Klingon, right? Klingon. Sir, our final answer is Klingon.
Your final answer is Klingon. Star Trek pop culture doesn't need any timer attached to it, obviously. So that is the correct answer. 2 points to you. And that is Klingon. Well played. Sri Kumaran have finished their mystery box. And now it's up to Gokaldam to open their mystery box, which is mystery box 1. All the best, Gokaldam. Here is your first question coming up. What is the name for a sleeveless, collarless shirt with usually wide shoulder straps with no front opening? It gets its name from the one-piece bathing suits of the 1920s worn in blanks or in swimming pools.
Would it be vests? Vests.
So I'm looking for a 2-word answer and both the words start with the same letter.
It's a 2-word answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Sleeveless shirt.
Oh, sleeveless shirt. Acha,
Okay, I'm going to pass you Gokuldam if you don't say anything.
Can I answer, sir?
Okay, I think it's passing to Sri Kumaran.
Sir, our final answer is tank top.
Your final answer is tank tops because these used to be worn in tanks or in swimming pools. So because it was worn in tanks, it was known as tank tops. Well played. That's an important steal once again. It is a tank top. 1 point to Sri Kumaran. Next question in the mystery box going to Gokuldam. Here is question 2. Which American property developer, noted for his trademark hairstyle, coined the catchphrase, "You're fired," in the original American version of The Apprentice? He went on to have a memorable and controversial career in politics. Who do you think
I
this
think it's
might
Donald Trump.
Yeah, because his hairstyle, I have seen a lot of hairstyles comments.
Plus, before like he went into politics, he was a businessman.
Yeah, but you're
And-
fired.
Yeah, you're fired.
Yeah,
is-
he used to say that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think.
So our final answer is Donald Trump.
Your final answer is Donald Trump, and Avani was positive on that. And yes, you're absolutely right. Important 2 points for you there. Well played, Avani. And here is your final question in grid 1 coming up. Which geographical feature connects the European capitals Vienna of Austria, Bratislava of Slovakia, Budapest of Hungary, and Belgrade of Serbia? Note, we need a proper noun in your answer for points. So don't just say mountain or river or something like that.
I think it's going to be some strait or canal. I think.
There water. This is not water.
Which geographical feature? But it's a proper noun, so we need to give the name of the whatever.
Like
European capital.
yeah, but Alps. That's the only geographical feature.
Okay, so then just
Okay.
say
Your
Our
final
final-
answer?
Our final answer is the Alps.
Your final answer is the Alps. That's how I want you to answer it, but that's not the right answer. Question moving to Sri Kumaran for a steal.
We're gonna guess the Balkans.
Your final answer is
Then hello.
So,
Yes.
can you hear me clearly? Yeah,
Yes.
the Balkans or the Balkan Strait.
okay. The Balkans or the Balkan Strait? No, I'm looking for. Okay, no points to anyone. It's open. Think of an important river in Europe. There's the famous waltz named after it also in music. The blue something waltz.
Blue Danube. Is it the Danube?
Yes, the Danube, the blue Danube. The Danube is the river. It's one of the important rivers of Europe, and it passes by all these capital cities of Europe. So that brings us to the end of grid 1. And right now, the scores are these. Gokuldam High School, Mumbai on 14, while Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Malasandra are on 19 points, slight lead of 5 points, but there's an entire grid left to play after this halfway point. Best of luck to both teams. Gokuldam, a little bit of catching up to do. Okay, let's open up grid 2 of the grand finale of Spartacus 2022. This time, going in first is Gokuldam High School from Mumbai, and the youngest player, Krishiv, will get the first choice. Krishiv, which topic would you like?
I would like to go with simple machine.
You would like to go with simple machines. Here is your first question on simple machines from science. Which device that has been used since antiquity for transferring water from a low-lying body of water into irrigation ditches is named after the Greek mathematician who first described it around 234 BC? Its earliest use is attested from ancient Egypt long before his time. So we need a two-word answer. One word is the name of the Greek mathematician. The other word describes the kind of object that you see there, which is dipped into the water.
The answer is an Archimedes screw.
The answer is an Archimedes screw, and he really didn't need any of my prompting there. Well played, Krishiv. That is 2 points for you there. Important 2 points for your team. Let's take a look at your second question and see if you can crack that as well. Simple machines, question 2. A lever is an example of a simple machine. What word from the Latin word for bedpost refers to the axis or pivot on which the lever turns? You can see it there as those question marks. The triangle, the blue triangle. What is it called?
Fulcrum.
Could you repeat that again?
A fulcrum.
A fulcrum, says Krishiv. No need for the timer there once again, and he is absolutely right. I didn't know the word fulcrum meant bedpost, but there we all learned something new at Smartacus 2022. And this is a famous quote about the power of a lever attributed to Archimedes. He said, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world." Okay, which is in a way very true about how levers work. Aced that round, Krishiv, good for you. 4 important points for Gokuldam. But now moving to Sri Kumaran and their youngest player, Rohan. Which topic would you like, Rohan?
I will go with eponyms.
You are going to go with eponyms from language. Here comes your first question. The active ingredient in the leaves of which plant was named after Jean-Nicot de Villeneuve, a French diplomat and scholar who helped popularize it in France? I'm looking for the name of a plant.
I'm having no clue, so I will just go with nicotine.
You're going to go with nicotine. I'm afraid not. Nicotine is not a plant. It is a chemical compound. Passing to your team. Anyone would like to make a guess?
Sir, I'm guessing the active ingredient is indeed nicotine, and therefore the plant is tobacco.
The plant is tobacco, and the active ingredient, as you said, Satwik, is nicotine. So the right answer is tobacco, which you mentioned. Well played. It's a good save by Sri Kumaran. They didn't get their 2 points, but they got their 1 point. So the nicotine is named after Jean-Nicot de Villeneuve, after his name. That's why it's called nicotine. But the plant's name that we're looking for is the tobacco plant. 1 point for Sri Kumaran there. Moving on to question 2 on eponyms. Famously used to behead aristocrats during the French Revolution, what infamous thing was named for a French physician who pushed actually for more humane executions by a much faster and less painful alternative to the axe?
My final answer is the guillotine.
The final answer is the guillotine, and he applies the guillotine to this question and to the timer itself, and he's absolutely right. Well done. So guillotine was named after Joseph Ignace Guillotin. Although he did not invent the guillotine and actually opposed the death penalty, his name became an eponym for the instrument. The actual inventor was a man named Tobias Schmidt. And he was working for the king's physician Antoine Louis, which is why the guillotine is also known as the Louisette, after Antoine Louis. Okay, so that's a little bit of extra information about the guillotine for you. Well done. That was a quick answer there. And that's 2 points to Sri Kumaran. Moving back to the second player of Gokuldam, which is Avni. Avni, what's your choice now?
I'll take Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. Avni goes for movies and OTT shows. Here is your first question. CCFART is a fictional special task force created to combat counterfeiting and currency fraud in which popular recent OTT series by Raj and DK, the creators of the hit streaming series The Family Man. recent popular OTT series?
Is it fuzzy?
Is it Fuzzy? Well played, Avani. Yes, it is Fuzzy. And she's up on her Netflix and she's definitely chilling with this particular question. Okay, let's see if you can chill with the next one, Avni. Here it comes. These vibrant dharis are essentially mats made of cotton, jute, or wool, completely hand woven. A GI tagged product from a famous city in UP, these dharis were cleverly shown to be the front business of a notorious crime lord, one of the protagonists of an Indian OTT series set in that area. Which hit OTT series is this?
Is it Mirzapur?
Is it Mirzapur? And she's asking me, are you sure?
Yes.
She is sure. So it is Mirzapur, Avani, and you are absolutely right. It is Mirzapur, and this slide agrees with you. So Kaleen Bhaiya literally deals with Kaleens or Dharis. Okay, well played. That's a complete 4 points for Gokuldam. And this quiz is hotting up while we move over to the second player, the captain of Sri Kumaran, Satvik. What's your choice, Satvik?
It's a gaming.
Okay, gaming. Satvik going in for popular topics, gaming. Here's your first question, Satvik. Widely acknowledged as one of the greatest video games ever made, this 2013 action-adventure game lets players control Joel, a smuggler tasked with escorting a teenage girl, Ellie, across a post-apocalyptic United States. A 2023 TV adaptation of the game is proving to be a huge hit as well. Which PlayStation video game is this? Your time starts now.
Uncharted?
Uncharted? No, I'm afraid not. It is not Uncharted. Passing to your teams.
I will take this. I believe the answer is The Last of Us.
The Last of Us is absolutely right. That's exactly what we were looking for. The Last of Us, and it's there right now on Netflix, I think, or HBO as it goes. So probably the Disney Channel. Okay, so Last of Us. Good save there, 1 point. And the next question on video gaming coming up to you, Satvik. Here it is. In the list of best-selling video games worldwide, only 3 games have sold over 100 million copies to date. If Minecraft, first released in 2009, and Grand Theft Auto 5, released in 2013, are the first 2, which puzzle video game based on a vintage 1984 creation by Soviet software engineer Alexei Pahitnov completes this list? Hint, there are only 7 puzzle pieces in this game, shaped like the letters I, J, L, O, S, T, and Z, respectively.
My final answer is Tetris.
Your final answer is Tetris. Long question, 0 seconds taken to answer. 1-word answer, Tetris, which is absolutely the right answer. All his chips have fallen into place. Well, good for you, Satvik. 2 points to you there, and you have maxed that particular topic as well. So well played, Satvik, on video games. And I think we have time to look at the scores right now. And at the end of those 2 rounds, we have Gokuldam High School, Mumbai on 22 and Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Mallasandra on 25. A small game there to reduce the lead made by Gokuldam. Good for you. Game hotting up. Question to our third and final individual players. This time it's the captain Kavish from Gokuldam.
I would like to take social media celebs from culture and famous people.
Okay, social media celebs. Okay, here comes your first question. Kavish, going by her own account, with what 1-word expression was this Instagram star greeted by PM Narendra Modi during their recent interaction?
Oh, I know this one. I would just say namaste.
You're going to say Namaste. I'm afraid not, but passing to your team, maybe they might have known this. Let's take a look. Krishiv or Avni, would you like to make a guess?
Was it Yo?
Not Yo. Good guess again. Now to an important steal from to Sri Kumaran. Sri Kumaran, anyone would like to guess this? No negative points.
Yeah, I'll take this. I'm gonna guess Vanakkam.
Not Vanakkam. Good guess once again. Okay, her name is Shraddha Jain. So would anyone make a guess now?
Shraddha lol. I have watched her videos. I've just forgotten.
Okay. No one got this.
Sorry?
So
Okay.
let's open up and see how Prime Minister greeted Shraddha Jain based on her show. So the answer is Ayo Shraddha. So Ayo is what he said. And there you have the relevant tweet there from Shraddha Jain. So she said she met the Prime Minister and his first word to me was Ayo. So no one had a chance to say Ayo here in this particular question. So no points to anyone. Moving back to the second question on social media celebs to Kavish. Jimmy Donaldson is an American YouTuber and philanthropist created with pioneering a genre of YouTube videos that centers on expensive stunts. His YouTube channel reached 130 million subscribers in January 2023, making it the fourth most subscribed on the platform. By what name is he better known?
Oh, it's Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, and we didn't really need to start that timer there. This one was off immediately soon as the starter button went. And yes, absolutely right. Jimmy Donaldson's show is known as Mr. Beast. 2 points to you there. Kavish, well played. Moving on to our final individual player in the grand finale, Tejas from Sri Kumaran. What's your topic, Tejas?
Symbiosis.
Okay, symbiosis from flora and fauna is what Tejas has chosen. Let's open up question 1 and see what's in store for him. The symbiotic association of rhizobium bacteria with the roots of some legumes such as lentils, peas, and peanuts, etc. provides the plants with which chemical element vital for plant growth?
Sir, is it nitrogen?
Is it nitrogen, says Tejas? Yes, it is nitrogen. Let me put you out of your agony there. 2 points for you. So these are all the famous nitrogen fixing mechanisms and vegetables which are there. They fix nitrogen, and that's why it's important. Well played. 2 points. Here is your second question on symbiosis. Tejas, here it is. Which group of plant-like organisms are actually a symbiotic combination of blue-green algae or cyanobacteria and fungi? They are very hardy and found all over the world. And one commonly used product derived from this symbiotic combination is litmus. So the short question is, litmus comes from which plant-like organisms?
Sir, it's lichen.
It is lichen, and barely 10 seconds went by, and that is the right answer. These are lichens, which are apparently a favorite food of reindeer. That gives you 2 points there, and that brings us to the end of our individual play in Smartacus 2022 Grand Finale. Moving on to the team play. 2 more topics left. On the grid, Gokuldham, what's your specialized topic of choice now? Is it fashion or religion?
We would like to go with religion, titans from Greek mythology.
Okay, Gokuldham has opted for titans from Greek mythology in religion. Now you can discuss as a team. Here is your first question. Which Greek titan was first depicted on the frontispiece, which is an illustration facing the title page of a book of maps published by Gerhardus Mercator in the 16th century? He was punished by the gods by having to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders. You see the
Yeah, the
illustration.
answer is
Atlas. The final answer is Atlas.
Yeah, it is Atlas. The
Okay,
final answer is Atlas.
all three have bounced and said their final answer is Atlas, and all three of you are correct. That's important. 2 points for you there. And your next question coming up here. So that's why it's called an atlas. Okay. Here is your second question. The Titan called Prometheus was chained and sentenced to eternal torture by Zeus, the king of the gods, for stealing what from the gods and giving it to humankind? What
It's
was the
fire.
gift?
It's fire. It's fire.
Yeah, it's fire. We'll go with fire.
So he stole fire. Fire.
It is fire. And there was again no need to start the timer there on that. And all three were in complete agreement with fire. And you're all absolutely right. It is fire. Do you know how he was tortured?
Eagles were eating his liver and kidneys every day.
Yeah, it was eating an eagle used to come and eat his liver every day. And what would happen to the liver in the night?
It would come like regenerate again, and because he was immortal, so every day
Yes.
it would.
You're absolutely right, Avni. So in the night, the liver would regenerate. And there's an important scientific point here that I would like to share with you. So liver is one of those structures in the body, organs in the body, which can regenerate very well. So even if you remove, for example, in tumors or things, you remove a bit of the liver, it can grow back. Okay. So there is a scientific basis on the liver regenerating there, found in this Greek myth. On that little bit of extra information, back to the grid and to our final specialist topic to Sri Kumaran, which is traditional dresses and fashion. Here is your first question. Nice picture there of a couple wearing the go and the kira. And these are traditional dresses worn by men and women respectively. In which country?
That's not Japan or China. It's probably Thailand, Indonesia. Oh, it might be Vietnam. Vietnam? Okay. Country? Thailand. Sir, okay.
Yes.
Judging
Sri
by the
Kumaran,
name.
what's your final answer?
Sir, our final answer is Thailand.
Your final answer is Thailand. Good guess, but not the right answer. Important steal going to Gokuldham.
I think it should be Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Yeah, I think it's Vietnam.
You sure?
Arey, see the people's face, like how do they look like? They look like,
Okay, let's go.
you sure? Okay. Our final answer is Vietnam.
Your final answer is Vietnam, which is also not the right answer. So now I'm going to give you a little clue. Let's say that this is one of the SAARC countries.
China.
China is not a SAARC country.
Cambodia.
Which South Asian country? Neighbor of India.
Myanmar.
Not Nepal.
Philippines.
Myanmar.
No, not Myanmar.
Bhutan.
Bhutan is the right answer there. Yes. Lot of guesses going around. So this is the national dress of Bhutan. Next question coming up. So important note to yourself, keep looking at traditional dresses around the world. Okay. Here is your second question. Meaning the thing worn, this is the ultimate symbol of traditional Japanese culture and is still worn on special occasions. What is it called?
Kimono, right? Sir, our final answer is kimono.
Your final answer is kimono, and no one had any doubts about that, unlike Bhutan. Okay, and that is the right answer, and you get 2 points for that. All right, and now let's take a look at the scores before the last mystery boxes are left, and the scores are really tightening up. Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Alessandra, are on 31 points, but just 3 points behind is Gokuldham High School on 28. anything can happen right now with the mystery boxes. So let's open the first of the mystery boxes, and I'm going to ask Gokuldam this time to decide which mystery box they would like.
I would go with mystery box number 2.
Okay, Gokuldam is going with mystery box number 2. So let's look at the first of these questions. In this athletic training discipline or sport, practitioners called tracers attempt to get from point A to point B in the fastest and most efficient way possible without assisting equipment, and often while performing artistic gymnastic maneuvers. Which activity is this that can be practiced alone or with others and is usually carried out in urban spaces, though it can be done anywhere? You
Yeah,
see,
this is
parkour?
Parkour.
Yeah,
It's parkour.
your final answer is parkour, and they didn't need any extra time for that. Yes, it is parkour, which is often featured in many films, including probably one of the James Bond films, if I'm not mistaken. There you go. So that's this very exciting parkour. Okay, next question coming up to you. And here we go. A smorgasbord is a meal made up of many small dishes, often cold cuts, vegetables, eggs, fish, and other ingredients. It's very popular in which Nordic country situated in the Scandinavian peninsula?
So it's basically Norway, Finland, or Sweden.
See, Sweden is famous for fish. They eat a lot of fish.
They all
Okay,
are-
so Sweden
Yeah.
or Norway?
See, it's not Finland, so it's Norway or
How is it?
so not Norway.
Why? Let's go. Okay, our final answer is Sweden.
Could you repeat that? I didn't hear that very clearly. What is your final answer?
Sweden.
Your final answer is Sweden, am I right? Okay, Avni is nodding her head, and that is their final answer, Sweden. And well played. I'm glad you went with what Avni said. It is Sweden. Okay, there are a couple of Nordic countries you could choose from, but you chose the right one. And Avni thought about fish and Sweden. Good for you. 2 points, important 2 points there. Coming up to your third and final question in this edition of Smartacus. I'd like to thank all of you from your team for playing this and coming up this far. Here is the last one for you. Hope you do well. Let's take a look at it. At the 74th Academy Awards in 2002, No Man's Land from Bosnia won the Best Foreign Picture Oscar, beating the favorite from France, Amélie, and which sports drama blockbuster from India?
Is it Chak De
2002.
India? But which year was it released? Do you know?
It's an Oscar.
Number-
2002. It's an old movie.
But
It
was
didn't win.
Chak De India nominated for an Oscar?
Your final answer is?
Chak De India.
Your final answer is Chak De India. I'm afraid that's not the answer. Passing to Sri Kumaran. Important steal here.
So we are going to go with Lagan.
You're going to go with Lagan, and that is the right answer there. Important steal, 1 point for you there. It is Lagan. Chak De India came a little later. Okay. And it was not nominated. Okay. Lagan was an official nomination. Okay. In the final 5. Okay. Good. Okay. And that brings us to the end of Gokuldam's effort in this quiz. But moving on to our final mystery box to Sri Kumaran. Your last 3 questions of this tournament, Sri Kumaran, here it comes. In J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings books, Ents are strange creatures that at first glance closely resemble what natural thing?
Elephants, right? Okay. Sir, our final answer is trees.
Your final answer is?
Trees.
Trees. Yes, trees is the right answer. For a moment, I thought I heard the word elephants there.
Sir, we
No.
were guessing. Yeah.
Okay. So I think they were called olifants, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But ents are the trees. 2 points to you. Next question coming up. Who was the first Indian boxer to win an Olympic medal? He won the bronze in the men's middleweight 75 kg category at the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Sushil Kumar? No, he's not at it. It's a boxer. He's shooting. Yeah. First Indian boxer to win an Olympic medal. So yeah, we'll just go with something. So Bajrang Punia. Our final answer is Bajrang Punia.
Your final answer is Bajrang Punia, which I'm afraid is not the right answer. Important steal coming to Gokuldham. 15 seconds.
Do you know the answer? I don't.
Something I think.
Say, our final answer is
Vijender Singh. Our final answer is Vijender Singh.
Your final answer is Vijender Singh, says Krishiv, and he is absolutely right. The final answer is Vijender Singh, as an important 1 point for you. So while they stole a point from you, now you've stolen a point from them. And here comes the final question of the quiz of the grand finale of the Smartacus 2022, going to Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Malasandra. Literally meaning separateness, what name was given to the official policy of racial segregation in South Africa until the 1990s?
Apartheid, right, guys? Sir, our final answer is apartheid.
Your final answer is apartheid, and that question was dispatched for a 6 immediately without any hesitation whatsoever. Apartheid was the abhorrent policy of South Africa until the 1990s, and that finishes this quiz. And all that remains is to look at the scores. But before we look at the scores, I would like to congratulate both teams for taking part in this fantastic performance. Greatest show, I think, that I have seen for a very, very long time. And congratulations to all those 64 teams which took part in the knockouts of Smartacus 2022. Smartacus 2023, I'm sure, will be back. So start preparing for that. Meanwhile, what happened to the grand finale in Smartacus 2022? Wonderfully played and really performing great as a team with an excellent finish. Gokuldham High School, Mumbai on 33 points, but winning this quiz with a 3-point slender margin at 36 are the kids from Sri Kumaran Children's Home, Rohan, Satvik and Tejas. Congratulations to you for being the first grand finale winner of Smartacus 2022. We will see you very soon for Smartacus 2023. Get ready for that.
So quickly, can we have the youngest member of Gokuldham High School tell us in a couple of sentences what it was like to take part in Smartacus?
It was really exciting till the end, though, like, contrary to the other rounds, I felt like since we lost, I felt it was a bit anticlimactic or something like that. But it was exciting throughout. Our opponents gave a great fight and they won. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was a really fun experience, and I learned a lot of new things from this whole journey of 6 rounds. And it was really nice interacting with other schools also. And congratulations to the other team.
Yeah, it was an exciting journey throughout. I mean, we did learn a lot of things starting from the first round. Coming up here, it was a rocky road, and once we had the tiebreaker, we were already a little setback. And winning all of these and getting to here, and we are a little bit disappointed, but it was an enjoyable journey throughout. I am excited. I was excited.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, I already can't wait to do this next year. I mean, the thrill of it was just like unmatched because, I mean, we had like a calculation error and we thought it was almost going to a tiebreaker. So, yeah, I mean, the journey all along, it's been amazing, and we had a couple of strategic squad rotations. So, yeah, everything was planned out so well. Yeah, I'm really just happy with how it turned out.
Yes, sir. Sir, the questions and everything, the manner in which the quiz was conducted, everything was just brilliant. And I'd also like to give a special mention to Samir Murthy. He was the fourth member of our team. He took part in the national semi-finals as well as in the zonal quarterfinals. And he's actually a very important reason that to come to this stage. So I'd like to give him a thanks.
Good afternoon. So I have been quizzing for a really long time, actually all the way back from 4th or 5th grade. If you are familiar with the quizzing scene in Bangalore, I'm sure all of you must be, you'd be aware of this company called Walnut Knowledge Solutions. I was one of their first alumni from their Quizshala program, and I've been quizzing ever since. And since I have this, little bit of experience, I can see that the questions that were put together for us were of excellent quality, and we had a great time answering, playing, laughing along. We kind of missed Avinash sir today as well, his great humor sense and all of that. But we were able to learn a lot in this process, and we had a lot of fun. We saw that the caliber of not only the questions, but the quiz masters, the quizzers, our opponents, all of that was top notch. We had a few blunders along the way today, of course, some misunderstandings. But I think we've put up a good fight. I would like to really applaud our opponents for putting up such a strong game. Being, not as old as any of us are, that's a big feat. I couldn't have even dreamed of achieving as much, probably while I was that young. So hats off to them. And I would also like to really praise Meghasham sir, who I've seen a lot of on the way here. He has been our quizmaster a lot. And the feedback that I got from all the people who watched our videos is that you have a great style of narration, a great pleasant atmosphere that you lend to the quizzing scene. And I really respect that as well. And thank you for making this quiz experience enjoyable for us. Thank you, HT Media, and all the people who came together to put this for us.
Lone Wolf Champion is what we call it, and that is what you will be. But until then, this is me saying goodbye. Take very, very good care of yourself. For everybody who's appearing for the boards, I know, of course, that Brinda is, because she's mentioned it many, many times when she took part in these quizzes. But for everybody who's appearing in your board exams, a big, all the very best to all of you. May you prosper in those exams, and they will, of course, look to reconnect with you whenever you get some time from your studies.
When Avinash and I started this, I was saying, there's one thing that's missing in the Indian landscape, and that is an all India Interschool quiz. And it's ages since we've had that. When we were young in school, we had the Bonvita quiz contest on the radio, and subsequently we had the Bonvita quiz contest on television. I think it is still there in some form or the other, but those heydays seem to have disappeared. And this is one gap which I thought where school kids could really interact with other school children from other parts of the country in a nice friendly contest such as this. And that was the idea behind bringing Smartacus to life. And we've been aiming to do this for, I think, for more than 10-15 years, but nothing worked out until Avinash and HT School stepped in to create this wonderful property. And I hope that Smartacus will continue over several editions and see several school students taking part in this and making it a big success. To all those who are in the level 12 standard, I know you will no longer be here in an inter-school quiz, but I would request and urge all of you to continue quizzing, and hope to see you in intercollegiate quizzes. And hopefully I will probably take part against you in some team in an open quiz, even when I'm probably 70 years old. It doesn't matter. I'm going to continue quizzing, and I hope all of you will too. Thank you.